and welcome to episode I have no idea of the Console Space podcast. We're still not putting a number on this one. We're trying to sort out some episodes in our backlog. At any rate, I'm your host, Sean Colangelo. I'm joined as always by the one and only Slick Wick, John Jables, Jingleheimer Porter. He's also the co-host and co-producer, if you were wondering. How's it going, JP?
Yeah, it's going pretty good, Sean.
The other co-host and co-producer, the raddest dad you wish you had, Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee Kettlewell.
No.
How's it going, Rob?
It's going good, Sean.
Oh, boy.
So, today's a good day. I'm going to tell you why. Just when I thought I was out of game shirts,
I feel like you say that how many shirts do you have that you're not keeping track of?
Too many. But I found this one.
Okay.
Where did you find it? Where are you finding shirts?
Just like randomly in my closet, like buried.
I don't know. I think maybe you just bought that on the way here.
No.
I don't think I own enough shirts to like lose track of where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do, I guess. A lot of old band shirts I need to just get rid of. I don't wear anymore. But not only, and I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, I'm finally out. And now I just remember that I have a different Green Zelda one. So maybe I'll wear that one next week.
Okay.
Not only that.
So you found multiple shirts.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure this is the first episode I personally am wearing shorts for.
Oh, okay.
So it's a historic day.
It's a hot day.
Here on the console space. At any rate, Jables, why don't you tell me about the things you've been playing on your video game consoles?
No. Because I haven't been playing much.
Oh, okay.
I've still been playing Fire Emblem. Other than that, not a whole lot. I haven't had any time to play recently. Watch some movies. This isn't a movie podcast.
Could be.
I have been playing more Fire Emblem Birthright on the 3DS. Very slowly, but surely. There's a level I finally finished the other day. I probably played it. I probably only played it like 5 times in a row, but each one of those times was like an hour of playing. Because I have it set to where if a character dies in the game, like in the level, like you don't get them back; they die.
Ooh, permadeath.
Yes, it's
like
permadeath.
Wow.
It's like real life.
When you die in Fire Emblem, you die for real.
Yes. So you can, if a character dies, you kind of have to decide: do I continue with this game and not have that character, or do I restart?
Ooh, God.
From the beginning of this level? And I've been. Anytime a character of mine dies, it's always like, well, that's like the most important character on my team, so I have to restart. So I've restarted like after like literally like 45 minutes to an hour of playing a level, and I had to restart. So it's like I'll get to that point and be like, okay, I'm gonna set this down. Maybe I'll play this some other day, because it's like once that happens, it's like okay.
That can happen, not quite to that same degree, but that can happen as well in Detroit.
Oh, really?
I've had to restart many a chapter.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, damn it.
It's like, well, I don't want that to be a part of my
Right.
my save file.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really all I've been playing recently. Yeah.
Well, Rob loves to get his DS. So what have you been playing?
I've been playing Super Mega Baseball 1, not the new one, because I don't have anything capable of running the new one, but it does look pretty sweet.
It's great.
Yeah, what's that
for? The one Super Mega Baseball 1 was for PS3, and I think is it for Xbox? I don't know.
I have no idea. We played the shit out of this game. They actually just recently released a sequel that I did not see that coming.
Is it Super Ultra Mega Baseball?
I think it should be, but I'm pretty sure it's just Super Mega Baseball 2. I was really enjoying it, and because I had a demo of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that it was like a time trial, and my time ran out, and I was like, no. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, it's a good game. It's fun. That's all I've been doing. Sean, what have you been playing?
Well, Rob, tell you what, I am closing in on my second platinum trophy in as many games. So I don't know if so I know we talked a lot about God of War. I don't know if I ever informed you that I platinumed it.
Yeah.
I did it. It wasn't really all that bad. There were just, there's always just like one or two trophies that are just a pain in the ass.
Right.
And now I am on my way to platinuming Detroit, Become Human. It's also not too bad. So I know we had an episode where we talked about our impressions of Detroit. We hadn't actually played the full game yet. We were basing that off the demo. Obviously, since then, it's come out, and really great game. Fantastic game. Probably Quantum Dream's best game. I don't know that I necessarily think it tops Heavy Rain personally, but just from like an all-around like overall standpoint, I definitely think it's Quantum Dream's best work so far. And it's not too bad of a platinum. I thought I was going to be able to get it in just 2 playthroughs. It turns out not quite the case. It's going to be more like 2.5. There's one trophy where you have to collect all of the game's magazines.
Oh, okay.
And I think there's almost 50 of them. They're actually really cool. They really kind of help the world building a lot. They'll be about like androids playing sports, and now how like we it'll be like, oh, it's official. We now like we now prefer relationships with androids, and World War III stuff, and like apparently in the midst of a game, the U.S. is in a conflict with Russia up in the Arctic and things like that. So, just really helps you feel, like you're in the world. I have all the magazines except for one, and apparently it turns out this last one that I need, you have to go back and basically, unlike all the rest, it actually is. It only spawns when you make certain choices in like it's like a few chapters of the game. Okay. So I'm like, son of a bitch.
So
now I have to go back.
Specifically.
Yeah. So that's kind of annoying. I thought the hardest one was going to be okay. So this is very, very minor spoiler. Extremely minor spoiler. Because again, not much of a shock that when you're playing as these characters, they can die depending on your choices.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the characters is basically like a RoboCop dude, and the thing that's cool with him is that if you die with him, it doesn't matter because they just replace him with the same model and restore his memory. There's a trophy for letting him die at every opportunity of the game.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually called I'll Be Back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that one was kind of a pain in the ass, but I don't think it's as bad as this one stupid magazine, because it's just the one. Whatever. At any rate, that's what I've been playing. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. I wouldn't quite place it up there with God of War, obviously, but solid 8 or 9 for sure. That's pretty much it. So I guess we'll shift to our main topic, which is pre-E3 announcements. So I was kind of thinking about it, and it just kind of hit me that it seems like a relatively new phenomena for companies to reveal what they're going to show before E3. And I feel like this is this has only been occurring for the past couple years. I mean, Sony came out and they didn't completely reveal what their conference is, but they they did state what's going to be focused around, and it just seems like a lot of companies now do that. So I just want to get your guys' opinion on that. I do have a handy dandy little list here of things that have been revealed prior. The first one I remember was Rage 2. So I don't know if you guys ever played Rage.
Yes, I did.
I thought Rage was horrible. And what did you think of Rage? Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. I didn't finish it. I played it for a little while, and then I stopped. It was felt a little generic. It had a couple cool things in it, like they had stuff to set it apart, like the racing and stuff like that. But I wasn't that crazy about it.
It's kind of a weird one because I don't know that anyone expected that game to get a sequel.
Yeah,
like nobody thought that game was going to get a sequel, especially because it came out like a good while. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So that was kind of random. I think the trailer for it actually looks pretty cool. I mean, I was surprised. I was like, wow, I think I might actually want to play that game. Yeah. So, that was the first one that I recall leaking. One of the bigger ones was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I guess the whole 2-year cycle for Assassin's Creed game is already out the window. Probably because of the success of Origins. You had to figure if that did well, that Ubisoft was going to jump right back on that bandwagon and start cranking them out every year again. So if they can make a solid game that's not broken at launch it wouldn't technically be a year, but you know what I mean. If they can release one every year that's not broken, more power to them. But we'll see. I think that extra year off really helped Origins tremendously.
Yeah.
I don't even like that franchise, and I loved Origins. It was a fantastic game. So apparently Odyssey is going to be set in ancient Greece, which also really interests me. So I hope they don't mess it up. But I don't know. There's enough time.
When are we going to get the Assassin's Creed God of War crossover?
Assassin's Creed God of War crossover.
Yeah, they're both going to like ancient Greece, and I'm just being facetious.
No, it's true.
And they both kind of assassinate people.
Yeah.
You could put it that way.
I know it's not. I was being facetious.
No, I got you. The Assassin's Creed franchise hasn't ever been in like Viking Europe, where the new God of War is, has it?
I don't think it ever has.
Where's the first one?
The first Assassin's Creed, it was in the middle of the Crusades, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know. Most people want them to take it to feudal Japan, which I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that yet.
I think there was like this like small games you released.
Yeah.
I forget what they were called now. They were like download like PSN games.
Right.
Like download.
Well, that would be interesting
only,
because that could even be up until like pretty recently. I mean, like even into like the 1800s, Japan was still like feudal. Like that'd be cool if it was more recent.
Maybe that's why they haven't done it yet, because when they do it, they want it to be more recent.
Oh, they should do an Assassin's Creed where how it's always the guy goes into the Animus to sync up with an ancestor. Mm-hmm. They should do it like just one generation back, to where it's like you got to go in the Animus and like it's only going to be like 20 years ago. It's your dad uses an assassin, and it's just like really unnecessary.
World War II, like zombie killing battle royale.
Oh, sounds exactly like what we need.
And then oh my god, yeah. It's the game, the Assassin's Creed everyone's been waiting for.
Yes.
Yeah, but at any rate, I mean, ancient Greece, Assassin's Creed, I'm in.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I hope it's good. The other one, Fallout 76, which apparently is going to be set right here in West by Rob, Virginia.
I have to wonder if it's going to be West Virginia or Western Virginia.
I've been talking to people about that, and it really upsets me. It makes me angry. because I've looked into a little bit of the history of the song Country Roads.
Yeah.
It really makes me mad.
Yeah.
Because...
What's the history?
Like all the.
Well, I'm going to explain it.
Okay, sorry.
Let him explain it.
Go ahead.
Song Country Roads was not written by John Denver. It's written by two songwriters. I can't remember. Their names are absolutely ridiculous. Their names are like, I forget. Oh, it's William. I think it's William Naffert and Taffy Niffert. Really stupid and awkwardly similar last names.
Laffy Taffy?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the first part that sucks. Anyway, so the song was written by... at the time that Country Roads was released by John Denver, he had never visited West Virginia or Virginia.
Yeah.
There's a debate that I didn't even know about on whether the song is about West Virginia, the state, or Western Virginia. Because the landmarks in the song, Shenandoah River, Blue Ridge Mountains, are primarily in Virginia.
The part of West Virginia that they do like appear in is the Eastern Panhandle.
Yeah, they just go into a sliver of West Virginia, but it's like, to mention those primarily is like a Virginia thing.
Literally, the only part of the song that could be like definitively West Virginia is "The Radio Reminds Me of My Home Far Away," which could have been WWVA in Wheeling, which broadcasted like across like the entire eastern part of the United States.
Or when they talk about moonshine, that's pretty.
Yeah,
West Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, so it's upsetting, but because the song's always been associated with West Virginia. But here's the other detail that is upsetting. A lot of people were posting online that Vault 76 is already in Fallout lore as being in Virginia.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But since you've never been there in the game, there's a little bit of like, well, supposedly there was like a map or something that it was shown on, but it's like maybe it was on a border, or maybe it was just a little bit over, or maybe they'll just change it because they can do whatever they want.
It's their story.
But,
they can do what they want.
Yeah, so you'd figure with using that song, that would be their way of saying it's in West Virginia, but it's dumb because there's actual debate on like, well, maybe it's not, because multiple things say that it actually isn't. Yeah, I would assume it's still in West Virginia, but who knows? Some people think it's going to be in the same location as a real life bomb shelter in Greenbrier, West Virginia, or something.
Which isn't actually in West Virginia. Yeah.
So that's a possibility if they do set it in West Virginia. But yeah, getting away from that, I also heard. I'm also like, I'm interested to hear more details on like, is this a full-blown Fallout game?
No, there's no way.
Because like,
yeah,
it's pretty soon after Fallout 4, and people are saying it's just going to be some kind of online like.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 4 came out just 2 years ago, I believe. And they said that it took them like actually, Fallout 4 had been in development
for a long time.
For like, I think it was at least 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
it was a long time.
Yeah, it was.
So this is not going to be a full-blown Fallout. There's just no possible way. Yeah. That doesn't mean it'll be bad, whatever it is. But
yeah.
Now, let me say this real quick. This is funny. I would be more implored to theorize that maybe the game creators, like so much of the rest of the country, just don't know that West Virginia is even a state. You know?
Completely possible.
Well, here's the thing, though. Bethesda is based in Maryland.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think they would, you know... I mean, I can understand if they were a developer based in the...
Yeah, West Coast.
You know, like most are, but I'd like to think Bethesda knows West Virginia is a state.
I would think so, because they've dealt... I mean, their games have to deal with, you know, the geography. They've done Pittsburgh as a location.
Right, true.
Well, there's living in like Maryland, like where they're headquartered, like close to Baltimore and DC, like there are people that live in West Virginia that commute there every day.
Like, for sure. But that would be really funny if they just like didn't know and they thought it was that like.
Yeah.
But, well, I think even if this isn't a full blown game, if it's like a 20-hour like playthrough or like something like that, I think it would be cool for them to be able to explore like all the different kind of vaults like in their like canon.
Yeah.
Because this was supposed to be like a control vault, like they didn't do anything to these people.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be kind of cool. Like they have a lot of options to explore if they start doing like individual vaults.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so. I always like the parts of the games where you're still in the vault and you're trying to
figure out the story.
Yeah, like Fallout 3, like the whole beginning, starting out in the vault. I thought that was cool. Fallout 4, you don't really spend time in the vault.
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds interesting. If it would be cool if there's like actual noticeable like landmarks in West Virginia that we've seen before. That would be cool.
It'd be cool.
So there are, there are a handful of others. We're going to go through all of them. The biggest, however, was from Nintendo, the new Pokemon games. Now, if this goes up before our E3 episode, which we are planning for it too, we called this one, boys.
Yes.
Not like completely, but
pretty close.
We were talking about how it was like probably going to be like integrated with Pokemon Go, and sure enough, so it's going to be it's pretty much like a reimagining of Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
And so we're going back to Kanto.
So pumped.
Yeah. And it's now apparently this is not the mainline installment game though. That's going to be next year.
Do you think that'll be a new generation, or do you think it'll?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be a new generation in an old region?
Possibly, but when you consider they're going back for this one, I don't think they're going to go back twice. I'd be hard pressed to believe that they're going to do that. I think it'll be all new region, all new Pokemon. I hope I'm wrong.
What do you think about the classification? Like people saying like this isn't a mainline story, like mainline Pokemon game. Do you think if it is technically a remake of Pokemon Yellow, in a way it is a mainline game? It's just like a remake. It's just
a remake with Pokemon Go compatibility and features, and that's what it is. I mean, and I'm okay with that because I'm an old, I'm a Gen 1er.
Yeah.
Gen
I just
1,
want
Gen 2.
Right.
I mean,
once you get past Gen 3, I'm done.
Same here. And I know a lot of people, the other side of that coin of people who are like, but you don't understand all the potential of Pokemon, and like, that's a fair enough point, I guess. I mean, once I saw the Pokemon that was a trash can and ice cream cone, I was like, all right, come on, guys.
Garbodor and Vanillish?
It was
something like
it's
that.
Like, come on. So,
Magnemite was, far enough of a stretch. It was like a floating magnet.
But like, yeah, this remake, reimagining, whatever you want to call it, I assume we all feel like pumped because
I'm pretty
sweet.
Because we grew up with that and we're like, hell yes. To be honest with you, ironically enough, this one's existence probably means that the actual one comes out next year. I might not even care about that one.
It's true.
I really might be like,
yeah. I mean, if this one is basically a remake of Yellow, to where and it's co-op, it's like
yes,
co-op.
You can co-op the whole game with somebody too. That's awesome.
But if it's the size of Pokemon Yellow and it has that experience, I might not even care about the next one.
I don't think I will.
If this is like the visual style, like they're going with like forward, like if all games are gonna look like this, like I don't need the one after this. Like,
right.
Yeah, I mean, if they, that's a good point. If they release a new one and it's like insane, like completely different, like
It's in the Unreal Engine.
yeah,
And if it's like actually open world and shit like that.
Yeah, if it's like a different,
But
if they make some new innovation with a new one, I'm sure it'll be cool. But right now, this one's looking like the one for me.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope there's like some like feature that they haven't like revealed yet, where it's like online, like Pokemon Stadium.
Well, I heard that there is online battles, but I don't think there's like a ranking. Like, I don't think it's like a ranked, like, I think you can just like connect with a friend and battle, like for fun.
Because like in the cartoon, they would have those events where it'd be like once a month or whatever, where it'd be in a huge stadium and it'd be like a tournament.
Yeah, they should really, and maybe if they don't do it with this one, maybe they'll do it with the next one, but they should really have like a cool like online like tournament system.
Like a ranking system.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Like a regional ranking system, like different regions, and you could be like the number one in your region. Or something. That would be cool.
Would be cool, but at any rate, yeah, and you know they already confirmed. You know that comes out in like 5 months.
I know.
Too. So
I'm gonna have to buy a Switch.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Not super crazy about a lot of the Pokemon Go-esque controls but you know you can get past that. So now that we kind of laid out a few of the big ones that were revealed, the angle I wanted to come from is like I was saying at the beginning of the episode. Companies seem to do this a lot more often, just really showing a lot of their hand prior to E3.
Yeah,
and I guess I just wanted to see what you guys thought of that. I think it depends on the state of the game.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, Sony's thing is they'll show you this amazing trailer but then you're like, well, this looks great, but it's probably like 2-3 years away. Yeah. Whereas it seems more like when stuff is like close to being finished and released, they're like, hey, we're going to show this. And I mean, you have to assume they're going to show it more in depth with like actual gameplay.
Well, it's like Nintendo. I don't ever remember them like showing something that didn't come out within like a year or something.
Well, if it happens, it'll be Metroid, but we'll see.
Yeah. Like everything they show usually comes out within that year. Pretty much, yeah. They very rarely delay games.
Yeah. Except for Zelda.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I think it's weird to me that to announce a game right before a big event, and the only reasoning I can think of would be either not wanting to get the announcement like lost within all the other millions of announcements that happen like during the conference. Like, we're gonna come out with this right now, right when no one's expecting it, and maybe it'll make a bigger splash because of that, or possibly announcing something early to be like, hey, this is one of the things we're going to talk about at E3, so make sure you watch our conference to get even more details about it. So I don't know, that's what I was thinking.
I can see that one where you announce your big title and then people will watch for that title, and then you announce all the other stuff that they normally like wouldn't care about.
Yeah, to get people to watch. Like you said, all the other titles, they could draw you in with that Pokemon announcement or that Fallout announcement.
I'm sure they weren't the first, to ever actually do it, obviously, but I think the one that's the most fresh in people's minds because it was the most surprising, and since then, to me, seems to happen more often, was back 2 years ago when Bethesda teased Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Right before E3, and then once they showed it more in depth, they were like, "Oh, and by the way, this game comes out in 5 months."
Yeah.
Like, that's cool because you're like, "Holy shit."
Yeah.
I feel like since that happened, a lot of other companies are taking the same approach and like aiming to be like, all right, so we teased it first. Here's the gameplay and footage of it, and this game comes out pretty damn soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully that's what it is, because that's super cool when they announce something and it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna play it soon too. So
Well, that's like I feel like I remember Sony doing that with like it wasn't like a huge game, but they like showed it and they're like, yeah, this game comes out now.
yeah,
Go get it now.
Yeah, they
do that
a couple times. With,
Yeah, they.
I'm trying to think what it was recently.
One of them was that
Or
game
most recently.
Entwined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that was a couple years ago.
I think that would create so much buzz for a game if it was like this huge anticipated game and they showed it and they're like, this game comes out next Friday.
like that would be insane to just save something for that long, to be like, oh, and by the way, Final Fantasy VII Remake, check the store. And it's like, everyone in the crowd just runs out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's super cool when they did that. They did that. I'm trying to think of other things that they've done that with, because I know they did it for smaller things, like PT was like, hey, they showed a thing for that and they're like, oh yeah, you can download this right now, and everyone went and tried to figure out what that was about. But they've done that with a few things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, again,
Bethesda did it with like the Fallout mobile game.
Yeah.
Fallout Shelter.
yeah. It just seems to be more commonplace now, and again, my timing is off in the sense that we already recorded our E3 episode. We're going to post this prior to that. But, in that episode, obviously, which you will presumably see after this one, but we talked a lot about how Sony came out and said, like, hey, our main focus is going to be on 4 games. I mean, which, that's the first time Sony's ever really kind of showed their hand prior to E3.
Yeah.
So, like, it's got to the point where even one of the big 3 is like, this is what to expect. So I kind of get why they do it. I personally don't like it because my thing with E3 is surprises. I think that, that's what makes E3 the best to me, is when you go into it and you have no idea. And when, 3 years ago, Sony opens their show with Last Guardian. You know what I mean? We watched that together, and we were both, like, floored. Because we had no idea that was coming.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I like E3.
Yeah.
But I get why the companies do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the only bummer. It's like I love watching them and being surprised by some of the announcements. So when the more they announce beforehand, the more it's like, to me it's like the more that's like, oh well, I guess I don't have to watch E3 to find out about that. But yeah. But you will get more details if you want to know more. So.
Well, like I said, the upside to it is, again, it's like, most of the time when you get a surprise. Actually, The Last Guardian was one of the few exceptions where not only was it a surprise, but like it wasn't even them like, like it wasn't a tease or anything. It was like, here's gameplay now, and it was like, damn. But like most of the time,
yeah, that one's a weird exception though, because it was in development for like 10,000 years.
You're right. Yeah, like I said earlier, most of the time it's
the
like
first time they announced it at E3.
it was 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said earlier, most of the time it's like, here's this awesome surprise, and then you're like, well, gee, we're not going to get this forgotten, who knows when.
Right.
Whereas the upside,
like Final Fantasy VII,
yeah, that game's never coming out. It's never coming out.
Maybe not in our lifetime.
I mean, I can't even believe that they're actually seemingly finishing up Kingdom Hearts 3. Because I thought that would never happen either.
Yeah.
I mean, that game's taken...
What? Like, over... It's like close to like 15 years since the last one?
Kingdom Hearts 2...
2000...
Was like 2006?
Yeah, just from 1 to 2, yeah, geez.
Yeah.
They've made all the side ones
yeah,
in between.
all the little whatever.
12 years.
But at any rate, the upside to them, to when companies do this, is chances are that you're going to be getting a very in-depth look at the game, and it's probably not too far off from release. So, pros and cons both ways. Again, I don't like it, but I get why they do it.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much all I had. I don't know if you guys want to add anything.
I think we should move on to the last segment before we start running too long.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
So for the last segment, we read the back of an old game case because they're usually really funny and ridiculous. Today I got the original Resident Evil. It's not even the director's cut,
Ooh.
which usually only see the director's cut. So here's what the original version says. The first part is just an explanation. Gory attacks and unexplained disappearances bring your STARS unit to investigate a remote mansion. Driven into the mansion, you are underpowered and on the run and must arm yourself with anything you can. Anything you can find to stay alive. Knives, pistols, shotguns, flamethrowers. Solve puzzles, disarm traps, and uncover mysteries while trying to survive the freaks of nature and lurking horrors to get to the source of the Resident Evil. So this is the better part is you're dead scared. Face your fear. Unstoppable zombies, monstrous spiders, mutated snakes, and other unknown horrors prowl hundreds of rooms in the gigantic mansion. Underground lairs, garden and graveyard and guest houses.
Oh my.
Unprecedented, detail-intense texture maps, shadows and lighting effects. Realistic polygon character graphics, unique camera angles with an ominous digital surround soundtrack for a rich and evil 3D environment. They just try to pack all the words that they can into one little blurb on the back. So
that was someone's job, was just to make like the back of that.
Yeah.
And they probably spent like months just like crafting those.
they probably had a
paragraphs.
list of like, we need you to talk about the texture maps, the shadows, lighting effects, the graphics, camera angles, polygons, the soundtrack. We need you all these. We only got like 3 pictures we can put on the back, so you need to fit it underneath each one. So they're just unprecedented, detail-intense texture maps. I love reading. That obviously, it's half of the reason why these are funny is just seeing how intense they describe the graphics.
Blast process.
1996. Really,
But the game has no Slammin' Rob Zombie music in it, though?
no.
Oh wow, I wish.
No.
It's gotta be slamming.
It's gotta be slamming. With an ominous... this just has an ominous digital surround soundtrack. Does this really have digital surround sound? Because
I highly doubt.
I don't think it does. I don't think the PlayStation even did that. But
Probably not.
I don't think it had the ability to do that.
I don't think so either. But this claims that it does, and
We should sue him.
yeah, can't even use analog joysticks. But it claims to have a digital surround soundtrack for a rich and evil 3D environment.
Very rich, very evil.
Yeah.
Evil?
Ooh.
All right, but yeah, that's it. There's an ad on the inside for the strategy guide. And that's
Is there a tip hotline number in there somewhere?
Patch just the tip of the day?
No.
Wow.
Not that I see. Maybe this was at the end of the hotlines and they just wanted you to buy the strategy guide. This I never see this case. It has like a picture on the inside, like a broken window, and
It's pretty cool.
has an eyeball on the. I'm sure you can't probably see this, but there's an eyeball on there, and I know you can't see this picture of a broken window. All right, I'm done.
You done?
With the Diet Coke of evil.
Scott, don't. All right, I have the Tony Hawk's Underground Greatest Hits Edition, PS2. Great game.
Oh, no, we're in the PS2 era.
specifically remember playing this game, and it makes me sad to look that it was 2003's PS2 Game of the Year,
Damn.
because that was so long ago.
Yes, it was. Jesus.
Yeah. Was this the one with like Bam Margera and all those guys in it? Or was
No,
that was
the
the second one.
That was the second one. That is the one with Eric Sparrow.
Yes. Okay.
Which
Bob Burnquist. I love that guy.
Burns.
Eric Sparrow. It's kind of a play on Tony Hawk.
I get it.
Get it?
I ain't laughing, but I get it.
All right. I don't know. You'd be laughing if you got it. Go ahead.
All right. You own the underground. This time it's your journey. Break the rules, beat the odds, become a star. I like how they like tried to like shorten Tony Hawk's Underground to Thug.
Yes.
And it's even trademarked Thug.
Yeah.
As like referencing itself.
Yeah, because it's Thug, Thug 2, and Thaw, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Jesus.
All right. Thug stars you as a skate punk out to make it big. Do whatever it takes. Run, climb, and of course skate to make it to the top. And there's like a picture of you like shimmying on like an electric like line. Like that's a real thing. That's not. You can like insert your photo to make your like it'll map your face on the skater.
Yes, if you have the iToy camera for the PS2.
It probably does not look good.
No, you're better off just making your own.
Making your car. Put your face in the game to skate as you. Go from local unknown to superstar skater. Tear it up in cars or other rides. Undisputed king of action sports games by GameSpy.com. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
This is my favorite part. It has online play. Ethernet broadband or analog modem required.
Mm-hmm.
You need the network adapter 2 to 8 players. AOL dial-up compatible, which completely contradicts the front of the game where it says online broadband only.
It says broadband only on the front?
Yeah, right there.
Huh.
Which we know is not real because JP said earlier that he played the game on dial-up.
Well, now that I see that, let me see it. It says AOL.
It says AOL dial-up compatible.
Yeah. I am like 90% sure. No, I'm going to go 95% sure.
Wow.
I played it on dial-up when I first got it, and it was super laggy, and it was like... It was borderline unplayable. It wasn't a smooth speed. But then we upgraded to broadband later. I got DSL, and it was, then it worked great.
That worked fantastic.
Yeah. But I don't know, unless I'm completely mistaken.
That's dial-up compatible.
Yeah, it says on the back dial-up compatible. But either way, I got the internet adapter specifically for Tony Hawk's Underground. This isn't my original copy either. I bought it later. Bought another copy later because I sold a bunch of my games a long time ago, and I was like, that's a mistake. So I bought it back. But anyway...
was that the Tony Hawk that you were telling us about how you like found like some server?
Yes, a couple years ago. Well, it's been a few years ago now. When we were still in college, I played it in my dorm room online on a server that people had kept alive just for this. And when I joined, I found it through some website. And when I joined, everyone was like, "Who is? Someone's on the server? That's not us." It's just everyone that was on the server like knew each other.
Yeah.
And then I showed up and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And played a couple games with them. Played
But
some
you
trick
just
tag.
blew their mind.
Yeah. And it was cool too because like the way that I play this game is kind of weird because like when I do like a huge combo, I do a lot of like the multipliers. Like when you're like grinding, you can like double tap like triangle or square, so and it'll switch to a different trick.
Yeah.
And it'll change them every time you do a new trick. It multiplies it by a higher number.
Yeah.
So instead of doing like crazy like long grinds all the way around the map, I might stay in one spot and do I'll do a few vert tricks and then do some like some plants and like multipliers on that and grind multipliers on that, so I can stay in one spot and get like 3 million points.
Yeah.
And it was cool because it was like people were like, "Hey, this guy's playing in a really weird way," and it was just weird because it was just like really, it was just like 4 people like playing a game
On a dedicated server.
On a dedicated server
that you
that was, like, 10
somehow
years
found
old.
on some website.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
This is one of the first one, or it is the first one I think that you can get off your board, walk
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yeah.
Well, as a wise team of what was probably way too many Raiders once said, Rob is a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. And on that note,
See you later.
we're going to end this episode. Thanks as always for watching the Console Space podcast. Like and subscribe and comment and share. Tell all your friends. Tell your ma. Tell your pa. Tell your friends in Arkansas. And also, keep an eye out for our sports segment, Game Day Gameplay. We talk about sporting things. What's going on? Wait, it's like
Yeah, that's
ESPN, but somehow worse. See ya.